Right, going back to hands. Okay, so that was we're a long way round now. That was a very delicate long way round. Hill drops off a wee bit here. It's not so much using the brakes, it's the fact that you can press against the risers on both sides if you don't have the camera in your hand. Tiny, tiny, tiny wing warpings all the way along there. Coming into top land, very fast because it's downwind here, the wind flows round both sides of the hill. And coming into land just as the wing spins around 180 and touchdown there, one stride from ground speed of probably about 15 knots and just round dead stick. Now the trick with that is you actually want to land in the turn. So as well as spinning the wing round, it was rolled. The wing, as you look out from the hill, was ready for the right beat and it slows you down. So you're not going to run over it. Set up, bang on. That's just as it dropped. Now because the wind comes crossed, it's from me almost straight there to the wind. If you look at the grass heads, you can see they're just fractionally off to the side. We'll take a hike up to the top using the wing and then the top to bottom flight. Lovely evening. Bit chilly though. Using the wing, far east end of the hill to jog all the way up. And up to the trig point, King Seat, and we've got the gask over there. The old trig. You can sometimes fly up here, but generally flying's not up here. I jogged up from a bit south side down towards that farm on the top of the ridge. Yet another glorious day in Scotland. That's what, the third. Pictures. Sleep. Right, prepping, harness checks, glider and all the rest of it. Top of King's Seat, sun's just dropped below the horizon, just to the right of Schiehallion. And flight off from the top. Usually won't ever come up here if it's just a top to bottom, but sometimes you fly up and you soar this bit. Down over the ridge, down to the farm and see what the best landing spot is. Got the flag down at the pickup, so it'll give a good wind indication as I come over the top. Alright, do all the safety checks and ignore any distractions. Like people, cameras, anything like that. Concentrate on the job in hand, no matter how experienced you are. Remembering that most of the pilots that die because they've not clipped in properly are so-called experienced pilots, and in a number of occasions tandem instructors with their students. Hauling standard. Okay, getting the camera up. Now, I've been having problems with the batteries bouncing and shutting down the camera, so I'm going to stop these files and then restart for a launch. Airspace checks, hand overhead. Right, camera's hands free. Everything's ready to get checked. Tactile knuckles running the surface, visual check. Audio, clean sound, no problems in the pulleys. Tactile, visual check, and audio. Rechecking the airspace every 30 seconds. Okay. And ease gently, slow, slow, slow. Let it settle, recheck, and easing up. Slow, slow, slow. Over that way. Across the Fife, west and east slope. it's aligned. Abernyte here. Cattle there. Tups in the field behind. That's once L-shaped field. Okay, so we're on a couple of 360s, depending on the amount of lift. Now, residual heat in the farm, as you come over here, you either get lift or you can get turbulence, plus there's the wood there. The flag's not showing much wind at all at ground level. It could be katabatic, it could just be the fact the pole leans slightly, so you've got to watch for that. As you come down you could end up with a tailwind. Plenty clearance for everything, airlines down there. Overfly the farm and round. Yep, so the flag's either just leaning because of the pole, or there's been a tiny touch of katabatic. Can't see any movement in it at all. Certainly getting some lift over the farm. Yep, feel a change in there. Nice gentle 360 around. Feeling warmer on the wheels. Still calm on the pole. Straight. Then turn round on the base leg and into finals. So base leg and over the fences, round into finals, and camera going down. Keep the speed on. Wait, wait, wait. And rear riser flare, and the wing dropped very slightly onwards. Now I could have just done a dead stick one, but it's safer just easing in, settling it down. And it is calm down here. Grass. No, can't see. Yeah, there's a tiny movement, but that could just be with the wing dropping. And there's the main ridge. So we've got the two faces, the more easterly one, the more southeast face. Black hill with this nice scoop. And see if we can get the moon showing up once the exposure changes. Yeah, just a little more, but I don't think the focus is holding it. And the farm on the other side, very nice couple, older couple there, the Ford, and sometimes fly over there, but not very often. And other bits to fly through that way. Anyway, excellent day. Time to pack up. And there's the flag. So if anything, there's a tiny touch, possibly katabatic. It's just starting to move again. Now that often happens just as the sun goes down. You get a change. So certainly when I landed, which was about 2 minutes ago, I was flat calm. And it's now just a little more starting to work. Now bear in mind I've been flying that hill, so when I launched up at the top the wind's all up there, and now that's decidedly flowing down. And that's the more easterly ridge we can see just up through past the bales. Yep, I might feel it on ground level. The mast is just starting to move a little bit. So wing height when you're coming into land, that's about the same height as the flag. So you see a lot of pilots who come into land, sun's dropped off the face that they've been flying, come down to the bottom, and there's still good soaring at the top, and they expect to be landing into wind, and the last 30-40 feet suddenly the ground speed's picking up. They don't know why. The ground's dropping away from them if it's a slightly sloping field. They're bearing the brakes, and they're not only stalling, but they're sliding in with a ground speed of maybe 30 miles an hour. Not a good combination. And it's some very simple mate sort of physics stuff. No excuse for these accidents. But basic training from day one almost, and so-called EP level, you should be covering all these things because it can affect long-term safety. Regression, tendency to revert to your first trained procedure. You want to be starting, not overloading the person, but starting layer by layer training from the start, from day one. Aye.
Oh no. Mummy, you that wind is a